So earlier this week I had the incredible opportunity to go to New York City and to see an evening of awesome with John and Hank Green at Carnegie Hall. Matt actually bought the tickets right after they came out, and the event sold out almost immediately, and he didn't tell me that he had bought the tickets, so they were a surprise on Christmas morning. A few years back, when I was at college, while John and Hank were on their tour to nerd fighting, I had the pleasure to go and see them in a high school auditorium in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it was a whole lot of fun. It was really great. I actually got to perform at that show, but before the show started, I was backstage with John and Hank, and John was crazy nervous. He had his iPod in, and he was just jumping up and down, like facing the wall, like back and forth behind the stage. He just was like bouncing and listening to music and just trying to calm down. So I asked him what he was listening to, if he's alright, if I can help with anything, and he was listening to the Mountain Goats, and they were helping him get pumped up and ready for the show, even though he was really super nervous. So when I found out that John and Hank were doing a big event, not just at Carnegie Hall, which is a really big deal, the fact that the Mountain Goats were special guests and were going to play some music was crazy. Even when the Mountain Goats aren't at one of John and Hank's shows, they're there in his iPod, and Mountain Goats music, aside from being really incredible and beautiful, make it possible for John to get into a frame of mind where he can go and do something that's potentially really scary for him. I'm not even John Green, and I was so excited for him when I found that out. So we drove down to New York City. We got there a little early and walked around, and everywhere in New York City there were people with Nerd Fighter shirts on. We went up to our seats, which were actually pretty good. They were up in the second balcony and I was in the front row. I usually don't have trouble with heights, but the little barrier right in front of me that dropped down into the floor seats was very low, and later when everyone was giving them standing ovation, I had to sit back down because I was afraid I was gonna fall. There was an energy in the room that just could not be described. Everyone around me was so nice. Before the show even started, I was looking down into the floor seats and I could see little sections of nerd fighters like shaking hands and introducing each other. The fact that you can go to an event and just make friends with everybody around you is something that doesn't always happen. The fact that this community allows for that is just a beautiful thing, especially for people like me who may have a hard time going up to people and introducing myself. It just was the most incredible atmosphere for a show like this. John and Hank just lit up that stage, and seeing how happy and excited they were was incredible, and there were so many awesome special guests. Neil Gaiman was there, and everyone was freaking out. Kimya Dawson played a few songs, and she was just incredible. She has this beautiful rawness to herself, and I was thinking about this a lot the other night when she was performing. But she really inspires me and reminds me that as a songwriter, you don't have to fit in any boxes. You don't have to fill in any blanks or be a certain way. You can do whatever you want, be whoever you want to be, and you can just express yourself in whatever way feels most comfortable and most natural to you. I've never seen anybody do what she did the other night, and it really moved me, and it was incredible. Hank played super well, and the readings that John picked were perfect. I mean, you guys probably know how much I love the Black Santas part of Paper Towns, and they did that. Neil Gaiman played Radar, so it was pretty amazing. The fact that everybody in my section was also really excited about that part of the book being read made me feel right at home. Some kids of the cast of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries were there, and they did a reading from The Fault in Our Stars, which was absolutely beautiful, and I love the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, so I was so excited. It was the kind of night that just sitting back and being in the audience and not having to worry about anything and just being able to enjoy the amazing thing that was happening in front of me just really made me think and reminded me of how lucky I am to be a part of a community like this, to be surrounded by such incredibly inspirational and talented people. It just makes me incredibly happy, and I'm so glad that I was able to go. It was just one of the best nights of my life. When it was all over and we were outside in the rain walking back to our parking garage, I was just thinking about how much I wanted to just go home and create more things and put more things on the internet. John gave this amazing speech about how collaborative this movement is and how everybody can contribute and make things and put them out there and share them with people who will understand, and it feels amazing to be part of something like that. I wrote like 8 vlogs this week, so I am just so motivated and happy, and John put it quite well the other night when he said that the Nerd Fighter community has helped him to fall in love with the world, because John and Hank and this event at Carnegie Hall really helped me fall in love with the world, and I am so grateful. It really was a beautiful place to be. Let me know in the comments if you were also at the Carnegie Hall show or if you were watching it on live stream. Bye!